Thought I told ya, I'm the star. You see the ice?
So TJ, when did you first know you wanted to play baseball at a high level?
Probably when I was in 6th grade when I made the decision to start playing AAU baseball for the first time. I was about 12 years old, and that's when I really started to develop the love of the game for baseball.
So how old were you when you first started playing baseball?
That's a while ago. Probably 2nd grade, 1st or 2nd grade. I know I played t-ball, but I don't really count that as baseball because you just hit the ball and run around the bases as many times as you want. But organized baseball is probably about 2nd grade. I started playing in the spring for Westford Recreational.
Was there any specific reason why you became involved in sports when you were younger, and what motivated you to stay involved with them?
Probably the biggest influence on my life has been my dad, because he's really big into sports, and my mom played both field hockey and basketball in high school, so she was really involved with sports as well. So my dad really had the push to get us involved in sports early, and ever since I can remember, I've been either shooting a basketball or playing catch with my dad with either football or baseball. So, I mean, it was probably him who got me going.
Now, I know your family has a history in basketball. What got you involved in baseball, and why do you choose baseball over basketball?
You know, my dad, very good basketball player in his heyday. He was played Division I basketball, URI. My sister, phenomenal athlete, playing basketball at Quinnipiac. And I mean, I love playing basketball, so I've just followed the Jann tradition of being a basketball player, but I kind of separated myself to become a baseball player because I feel at 6'4", 200 pounds, it's pretty good to play baseball instead of basketball, because I'd have to be a point guard, and not really looking forward to playing point guard in college. So, you know, I just thought baseball was a lot more fun for me.
Now, going back to Little League, what was your fondest memory from Little League?
My fondest memory would probably be either one of two options. When we won the championship when I was in 3rd grade with me, Pete Lynch, Chris Lynch, Ben Swanson, Keith Berry. It's a great team. We were the St. Louis Cardinals that year. Or my first home run, which was a pretty big moment for me. That was when I was in 4th grade, I think, against Acton Boxborough. Get my first home run off Dan Duquette. It's dead center. Still have the ball in my room.
Now, what was your most memorable moment from high school baseball?
High school baseball, probably our game last year against LS. It was a great victory, winning in extra innings under the lights for pretty much to tie the DCL and win it out. That was an awesome feeling, especially pitching in that game and starting, having a good day, and just to walk off that field with a win and take the 45-minute bus ride home with a win is a lot better than a loss. So that's probably my biggest high school achievement.
Now, as far as the recruiting process, what did you do personally to help get noticed?
When I was a sophomore, I went to my first showcase in August when I got back from my trip to the Dominican, and that was when I got on the board with the big showcase recruiting of Perfect Game, and then I went to a showcase tournament in Long Island where I ended up throwing 88, 90 miles an hour at 16 years old. I mean, that's pretty good. A lot of people started getting interested in me. Then I went down to Florida, played in a tournament down there, and that's where big time schools started seeing me, and I'd get letters from Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, just to name a few. So that was probably how I got going. But AAU was really what got me into the recruiting process.
Now, were letters in the mail the first way that colleges started to contact you, or was there also email, phone calls, or?
Well, you can't be contacted by phone until July 1st of your junior summer. So you cannot. I didn't get calls until then. I ended up getting 10 calls that day, but I started first being contacted via email and that was just a brief emails just saying, hey, we got interest in you, maybe we want to invite you to our camp or something like that. And then I started getting letters in the mail saying they're really interested in recruiting me, and they'd start coming to my games. So I mean, it's probably started with email, then letters, and then calls are last. So.
Now, when and why did Penn State first show interest?
Penn State showed interest in January last year when I started working with a guy, Ace Adams, who's a pitching instructor for the St. Louis Cardinals. He and a Yankee scout, Matt Hyde, knew me from working with me in those lessons, and he put my name into Penn State, said, look at this kid. I started getting letters from them in the mail, and then first person to call me on July 1st at 9 o'clock in the morning was Coach Bell at Penn State, so I knew they really were interested in me.
Now, what were some of the other schools you had offers from, and why did you choose Penn State?
I had pretty close to around 10 offers. To name a few, I had, besides Penn State, I had St. John's, William and Mary, George Mason, West Virginia, Notre Dame, which was my dream school. Just things were better at Penn State for me as I found out. It's not all about your dreams. Everyone's different. It's not college. Picking your college isn't as easy as it seems. So those were probably my top couple of choices. I had offers from Miami University as well, and I mean they're a hell of a program. But I'd rather Penn State was more of the school for me.
Are you excited to play in college?
Love it. Can't wait. Counting down the days already.
And what position or positions will you play, and do you think that you will start?
I'm scheduled to pitch and play corner infield. Whether they end up moving me to the outfield is their choice. They're just going to try and get my bat in the lineup whenever they can, whatever position it is. And as far as starting as a freshman, a hard task, but best 9 kids play over at Penn State. So he said it's definitely within reason for me to be starting as a freshman. So I should definitely be getting some innings and at-bats as a freshman.